Hey guys, how are you doing? You're welcome to today's class and you're welcome to IDC Learning Center. My name is Mark Okafor and today we'll be doing something interesting. We'll be talking about fractions. The word fraction, as you can see on the board, means parts. What do I mean? When a whole orange like this, okay, this is an orange, is divided into parts. Let's divide this into parts. What we get is fraction. Let me give you another example. Let's look at a piece of chalk. Let this be the first one. Let this be A. Let this be B. Let this be C. And let this be D. Okay, I want to split this into two. Okay, then I'll split this into three. Then I'll shade this part and shade this part. Split this into four. Shade this part. Shade this part. And shade this part. All right, and let me split this into 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, shade this part, shade this part, shade this part, and shade this part. All right, what you can see on the board, the unshaded part of the chalk for A, we have 1 out of how many parts? 1, 2. So we have 1 over 2, which is half. For B, the unshaded part, okay, let me write it here. We are looking at the unshaded parts. For B, we have 1 out of how many parts? 1, 2, 3. That's 1/3. For C, we have 1 unshaded part out of 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 over 4. For D, we have 1 unshaded part out of how many? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 over 5. Okay, now any fraction is never whole or full. As you can see, this is not whole. This is 1 out of 2. Neither is B whole, C or D. Okay, every fraction has numerator and denominator. For example, 2 over 3 is a fraction. 2 is a numerator and 3 is a denominator. All right, let's look at types of fraction. Now we've learned the meaning of fractions. All right, let's look at types of fractions. We have 3 types of fractions. The first one is proper fraction, improper fraction, then we have mixed numbers or mixed fraction. What is a proper fraction? Any fraction whose numerator is smaller than the denominator is called a proper fraction. For example, 1 over 2. We can see that the numerator is smaller than the denominator, which is 2. So this is a proper fraction. It can be said to be a fraction that is carrying a small load. You can see that 1 is smaller than 2. Other examples of proper fraction, we have 2 over 3, 4 over 5, 10 over 12, and 100 over 200. In each case, you can see that the numerator is smaller than the denominator, or we can say that this fraction is carrying a small load. This is a proper fraction. What about improper fraction? On the other hand, improper fraction is any fraction whose numerator is bigger than the denominator. For example, 3 over 2 is an improper fraction because the numerator 3 is bigger than the denominator 2. 4 over 3 is an improper fraction because 4 is bigger than 3. Other examples of improper fraction, we have 10 over 7, 14 over 12, and so on and so forth. So for improper fraction, we can say that the fraction is carrying a big load, but for proper, you can say it is carrying a small load. Okay? Now let's look at mixed numbers, which is the third one. Mixed numbers or a mixed fraction is just a combination of a whole number like 1 and a fraction like 5 over 6. So this is a mixed number or mixed fraction. Other examples of mixed numbers and mixed fractions, we have 2 whole number, which is a whole number 1 over 3. We have 4 whole number 5 over 6 and 8 whole number 1 over 2. So this is number 3. So we have examples of proper fraction, improper fraction, and mixed fraction. Alright, let's look at some examples. For question number 1, which does not belong to the group? A. 1 over 4, B. 3 over 8, C. 8 over 3, D. 4 over 5, and E. 5 over 6. For A, we can see that the numerator is smaller than the denominator, so this is a proper fraction. This is also a proper fraction. The numerator is smaller than the denominator. But C is an improper fraction because the numerator is bigger than the denominator. D is a proper fraction. The numerator is smaller than the denominator, while this is also a proper fraction. So we have our answer as C. For question number 2, express 9 whole number. Let's solve it down here. 9 whole number 6 over 11 as a proper fraction. How do you convert to improper fraction? To do that, you multiply the denominator with the whole number, okay? And then your answer, add it to the numerator. So we are going to have 11, which is the denominator, times the whole number, which is 9. Our answer, we add it to the numerator, which is 6. So 11 times 9 will give us 99. 99 plus 6, what will it give you? 9 plus 6 is what? 15. 5 carry 1. Put the 1 here. 9 plus 1 is 10. 100. Now we are not going to leave our answer as a whole number because we are talking about fraction. So 105 over 11. This will be our answer. And the right option here is C. Okay, let's go over to question number 3. Let's solve it here. For question number 3, express 100 divided by 12 as mixed fraction. If you remember what I said earlier, mixed fraction is a combination of a whole number and a fraction. So to do that, we need to divide both of them, reduce to lowest term by a common factor. So let's use 2. Alright, 100 divided by 2 will give us 50. 12 divided by 2 will give us 6. 2 can still go. Let's divide both of them by 2. 2 divided by 2 will give us 25. 6 divided by 2 will give us 3. At this point, whatever we do, we have a remainder. So 25 divided by 3 will give us 8 remainder 1, because 3 times 8 is 24. Now over the denominator, which is 3, we have our mixed fraction. And the right answer here is option A. Now you've learned how to convert from one fraction to the other. So now we are going to quickly look at equivalent fraction. Okay, we will be looking at equivalent fraction and we'll use these examples to help you understand how it works. Let's look at example 1. Which of the following fractions is not the same as 4 over 7 or is not equivalent to 4 over 7? Now, what I want you to know is that in equivalent fraction, whatever number used to multiply the numerator, the same number is used to multiply the denominator. For example, 4 over 7. Let's find out the one that is equivalent to this. Alright, let's look at C will be our right answer, because if we multiply both sides by 7. 4 times 7 will give us 28, and 7 times 7 will give us 49. Okay, so our right answer has to be C. We cannot pick A because 4 times 7 will give us 28. But what will you multiply by 7 to get 30? Nothing. And we cannot pick B because this is not also equivalent to this. Alright? And neither can we pick D. Alright? So for question number 2, which of these fractions is not equivalent to 1 over 3? Now, 1 over 3, if you multiply the numerator and the denominator by 3, it will give you 3 over 9. That means A is equivalent. Right? Let's look at B. 7 divided by 2 will give you a mixed fraction. So obviously this is not equivalent to 1 over 3. Here that we have 5 over 15. We can divide both sides by 5. Alright? 5 divided by 5 will give us 1. 15 divided by 5 will give us 3. We'll get back 1 over 3. So C is equivalent. And 24 over 72, if we reduce this, we are going to get 1 over 3. 26 over 78, if you reduce it to the lowest term, we are also going to get 1 over 3. Let's try this. 24 divided by 72. Let's divide both sides by 2. It will give me 12 over 36. Divide both sides by 2 again. This will give me 6 over 18. 2 here 3, 2 here 9. 3 here 1, 3 here 3. You can see that we got back 1 over 3. Alright, you've learned how equivalent fraction works, and we now have to learn how to solve problems that has to do with addition and subtraction of fraction. Alright, we are going to look at addition and subtraction of fractions. Let's look at the first example here. Let's simplify the following. 1 over 3 plus 1 over 3. This is a fraction and this is a fraction. What type of fraction is this? Proper fraction, of course. To solve problems that has to do with fraction, the first thing you need to do is to look for the LCM of the denominator. I'm sure you know the meaning of denominator right now. Now, whenever the denominator are the same, don't waste your time, just pick one. Here we have 3 and we have 3. Just pick one of them since they are the same. Once you look for the LCM of the denominator, you go to the first fraction, use the denominator to divide your answer, multiply it with the numerator. So 3 divided by 3 will give me 1. 1 times 1 will give me 1. Plus 3 divided by 3 will give me 1. 1 times 1 will give me 1. So 1 plus 1 will give me 2 over 3 as my answer. That's easy, right? Let's take example 2 here. Simplify 1 over 5 plus 7 over 10. Okay, the denominators are not the same. So let's come over here and look for the LCM of 5 and 10. The smallest number that can go is 2. 5 divided by 2 can't go, bring down your 5. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 2 is done with its work. So we use 5. 5 divided by 5, 1. 5 divided by 5, 1. So LCM will give us 2 times 5, which will be 10. So the LCM is 10. Like we did in example 1, you go to the denominator, divide with this and multiply your answer with the numerator. 10 divided by 5 is 2. 2 times 1 will give me 2. Plus 10 divided by 10 is 1. 1 times 7 will give me 7. 2 plus 7 will give me 9 over 10. Here I have my answer for number 2. This is my answer for number 1. Let's go to number 3. One whole number, a mixed fraction now. 5 over 7 plus 4 whole number, 2 over 3. To solve this problem, the first thing you need to do is to bring out the whole numbers. Okay? Don't you forget, this is the fraction, this is the fraction, while 1 and 4, they are the whole number. So add up the whole numbers together. 4 plus 1 will give me 5. Then let's bring out the fractions. We have 5 over 7 plus 2 over 3. That's this fraction and this fraction. Alright, next step, we have to look for the LCM of 3 and 7. LCM of 3 and 7, 3 here 1, 3 into 7 cannot go. 7, 1, 1. 3 times 7 will give us 21. Okay, so we have this 5 whole number here. The LCM is 21. 21, remember what we did in previous examples. You divide with the denominator, multiply your answer with the numerator. 21 divided by 7 will give us 3. 3 times 5 will give us 15 plus 21 divided by 3 will give us 7. 7 times 2 will give us 14. So we have 5 whole number. 15 plus 14 will give us what? 29 over 21. We can't leave our answer like this, okay? Because the fraction is an improper fraction. 29 can be divided by 21, which will be 1 remainder what? 21 into 29, 1 remainder 8 over 21. So if I convert this fraction to a mixed number, this is what I will get. 21 into 29 will give me this. But don't you forget that we have this whole number. So 5 plus this one now will give me 6. So the right answer would be 6 whole number 8 over 21. Don't get confused. I changed this to mixed fraction, which gave me 1 whole number 8 over 21. Add the 1 to 5, that's how I got my 6, and we have 8 over 21. Now we are going to quickly look at fraction that has to do with subtraction, and that will be all for today. Alright, let's look at these problems. Of course, this has to do with subtraction. For the first one, we have 1 over 2 minus 1 over 3. Like we did in the previous examples, we need to look for the LCM of the denominator. Here we have 2 and 3. So let's come over here. Let's look for the LCM. So the LCM of 2 and 3, 2 divided by 2, 1. 2 into 3 cannot go. Let's use 3. 3 here, 1, 1. LCM will be 2 times 3, which will give us 6. So now we have our LCM as 6. We'll go to the first fraction. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 times 1 will give us what? 3 minus 6 divided by 3 will give us 2. 2 times 1 will give us 2. 3 minus 2 will give us 1 over 6. We have our answer, okay? Now for the next one, we have alright, to solve this problem, we need to start by bringing out the whole numbers. Here we have 5 is a whole number, minus 2, another whole number. Then we have to bring out the 2 fractions, okay, which is 1 over 6 minus 3 over 4. 5 minus 2 will give us 3. Then let's look for the LCM of the denominators. We have 4 and 6. 4 divided by 2 will give us 2. 6 divided by 2 will give us 3. 2 here, 1, 3. 3 here, 1, 1. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. So for the LCM here, we have 12. Then we go to the first fraction. You divide and multiply. So 12 divided by 6 is 2. 2 times 1 is 2 minus 12 divided by 4 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. If you look at this fraction, 2 minus 9, is it possible? Of course, the answer is no. So you come to the whole number and you borrow 1 from the whole number. This 3 won't be 3 again. It becomes 2 because we are removing 1 from it. Mind you, the one you are removing, we are going to call it the value of the denominator or the LCM. You don't call it 1. Since this is 12, this one we call it 12 and add it to this 2. If this is 14, we'll call the one we are borrowing 14. So whatever the value of the LCM is, that is what you call the one you are borrowing. So 12 plus 2 will give us 14 minus 9 over 12. So our final answer will be 2 whole number 14 minus 9 will give me 3/12. If you look at our answer, let's remove the whole number, which is 2. Let's bring it out. This fraction can still be reduced by dividing both sides by 3. So always reduce to the lowest term. 3 divided by 3 will give us 1. 12 divided by 3 will give us 4. So our final answer is 2 whole number 1/4. Thank you very much for joining me for today's class. I'm sure you've learned a lot. In our next class, we'll be looking at problem that has to do with mixed problems for addition and subtraction. Then we'll look at multiplication and division of fractions, which includes some word problems. We'll learn the commandment of board math. For now, I'm going to say bye-bye. I remain Mr. Mark Okafor. Thank you.